Vivek Ramaswamy joins the race for Ohio governor and kicks off his campaign in Toledo. What he had to say in an exclusive interview with WTOL. Plus, the Correction Center of Northwest Ohio could soon house illegal immigrants temporarily. Who has a say on whether this can happen?
The hour-by-hour forecast is going to serve up the chance of some fog as we get into the morning hours, where we see that locally dense fog, how long it will stick around, and then when the rain chances return. That's all going to be my forecast coming up after this.
Welcome into WTOL 11 News on Plus. I'm Kaylee Marantet. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday night. Let's take a look at your top stories. Toledo police dash cam officers showing them chase a person accused of running from Metro Park's park rangers after a traffic stop. The video shows the driver pulled over into a neighborhood. Then the driver starts it up and takes off. Police chase the driver, who then stops for a brief moment, but then takes off again. Police say the driver went to the Oakdale School parking lot and allegedly rammed into two patrol vehicles. You can see police deploy stop sticks, but that doesn't stop the driver. The driver eventually pulls over and you see someone get out and run. A 17-year-old convicted of murder learned today how long he'll be living behind bars. According to court documents, Zamarion Candy was sentenced to life in prison with parole eligibility after 18 years. Candy was convicted in January after withdrawing his previous plea of not guilty and pleading guilty to a murder charge. In South Toledo in 2023, Candy shot and killed 14-year-old Adrian Johnson. After announcing his run for Ohio governor just less than 24 hours ago, Vivek Ramaswamy was in Toledo today. You might remember last month he was set to lead DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, with Elon Musk. The Ohio native stepped away from that and is now focused on running for governor. Ramaswamy has already gotten endorsements from President Trump, as well as the Ohio Secretary of State and the state treasurer. He sat down with WTOL 11 for an exclusive interview to talk about his campaign.
Toledo has a history and heritage to be proud of in this state. Toledo was the glass capital of the world. In the case of the Industrial Revolution, Toledo is among the cities that helped lead the way.
Many say it still is.
I think it still is. And even in the 1950s, Toledo, up to 1950, was one of the top 15 wealthiest cities in America, along with 5 other cities that were right here in the state of Ohio on that list.
How do we get back there?
It wasn't that long ago. And so the question is, we're not going to get back there, Jeff. We're going to actually go to a future that is even brighter, including for Toledo and the rest of Ohio.
Also running for the governor's seat is Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost is a Republican Heather Hill, and former ODH Director Democrat Amy Acton. Meanwhile, Democrats are reacting to Vivek Ramaswamy being in town. City Council member Nick Comives is raising concerns about Ramaswamy's platform. He says there could be more tax breaks for the wealthy and less environmental protections. Comives also says he's concerned about any proposed changes to programs like Medicaid and Medicare.
When Social Security is gone, when Medicaid, Medicare is gone, when WIC is gone, these things are going to have massive impacts, not just on big cities or mid-sized cities like Toledo, but also in rural areas like where I grew up in Genoa. There are people everywhere that are rightfully so getting their earned benefits.
Comives says he believes Democratic runner Amy Acton cares about those programs. A new Ohio law known as the bathroom bill went into effect today. It requires students kindergarten through college to use the bathroom and locker room of their biological sex. That means students who are transgender are now banned from using bathrooms that match their gender identities. The law applies to public and private schools, colleges, and universities. The Correction Center of Northwest Ohio could soon serve as an ICE detention center, housing illegal immigrants before their return to their home countries. However, some are concerned. Michael Sandlin has this story.
The Correction Center of Northwest Ohio, a jail designed to house inmates from Lucas, Fulton, Williams, Henry, and Defiance counties. And it could soon hold their illegal immigrant population as well. The decision rests in the hands of a county commissioner and sheriff from each of the 5 counties. WTOL 11 reached out to all of them. Many didn't pick up the phone, but some, like Williams County Sheriff Tom Kokert, told WTOL 11 he is in favor and believes it's their duty to follow the rule of law. However, Lucas County Commissioner Pete Gerken released a statement on the matter Tuesday morning saying, quote, We have a very well-run institution right now. We know our population. We manage our population. Our facility is working very well for our 5 county members, and ICE wants to interfere with that because it's in dire need of space to fulfill a political order. That sounds like a them problem, not an us problem. And Gherkin isn't the only one in Lucas County who sees this as an issue. Baldemar Velasquez, the director of the Farm Labor Organizing Committee, or FLOC, has been working closely with migrant populations in Northwest Ohio for decades, working to try to help them get the proper work visas and teaching them their rights in cases of potential deportation.
The warrant has to have the name of the person they're looking for. If that person's not there, you don't even open the door.
Velasquez believes this potential new ICE detention center will prove to be a serious problem for the local Hispanic population, saying it'll affect more than just people without papers.
When there have been raids, the people who do the raids don't separate the wheat from the chaff, perhaps violating the rights of many, some American citizens and people who are in legal due process in terms of their status.
And speaking of status, Velasquez says because CCNO is only a jail and not a prison, the ICE raids won't even be getting the worst of the worst.
The murderers, the drug pushers, the rapists, and so on, those kind of detainees don't fit in our regional jail here in Northwest Ohio. We're talking about people who are being charged with much lesser crimes.
That was Michael Sandlin reporting for us tonight. Swanton Fire Chief Kyler Kepling will return to work soon after being placed on leave. Monday night, Village Council voted unanimously to reinstate the chief after he was accused of having a relationship with an EMT who was his subordinate. The investigation revealed that the relationship was consensual and happened while the two were off duty. Kepling's reinstatement comes with conditions, though, including increased training, a pay reduction, and a probationary period. The mayor noted he received overwhelming support for Kepling from other members of the fire department during the investigation. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office is looking to hire recent laid off or displaced federal employees. According to the Sheriff's Office, positions are available in the law enforcement and corrections divisions. They also need candidates to attend the police academy in May. The sheriff tells us that he feels the federal government employees have a certain skill set that could benefit the law enforcement.
We know that the federal government has a number of bureaus and divisions that do investigative work and research, which has a lot to do with law enforcement. I mean, what we do is we investigate. We draft reports and we present information to the fact finders.
The sheriff says you can still apply even if you are not a federal employee. If you're interested, you can apply by visiting the County of Monroe's website. Door manufacturing service Therma-Tru Corp in Maumee will be moving to the Chicago area later this year. The owner, Fortune Brands Innovations, made the announcement. A company spokesperson says the move is to accelerate career growth, innovation, and collaboration opportunities. The company is offering workers willing to move a relocation assistance program and increased pay with higher living costs, and those unable to move will get severance. Chris?
Okay, we're gearing up for two things. Fog that we're going to be facing across parts of the area tonight. Then spring rain showers are going to be back as we go into Wednesday. Could be some steadier showers on midday through the afternoon, and rain will be likely. Some soaking afternoon showers, so be prepared for that. Now, there's not much on radar now. It is dry and quiet across the entire area. Rain chance is going to come in close to noon on Wednesday. In fact, likely to be raining by lunchtime. Did you enjoy it, though? Gorgeous spring feeling weather today. And I know it gave you spring fever. That sunshine popped out just like that into the afternoon, and highs, they went soaring up into the 50s. Still some mild weather this evening, but first thing that you're going to face, I'm suspecting we will get some fog that will develop after midnight. Now, it's not going to be for all areas. This is generally going to target lakeshore areas or in the vicinity of lakeshore areas and up into parts of southern Michigan. It could perhaps spread a little bit more inland, though, so it's sort of a half and half, 50-50 shot on if you get fog or not tonight. It'd be a little more likely east of Toledo, lakeshore areas, and up across southern Michigan. Farther south and west, better chance you stay clear and free of any of that widespread fog. We will watch it, though, that exclusive school delay hotspot map. It is all green and is scheduled to be on time, but as we have some clear skies early this evening, it will turn cold quickly, and some patchy freezing fog not out of the question as we dip back close to 30 degrees. Patchy fog in the morning, right around 29, and that could slow us down for that morning bus stop. Then rain will come into the area midday through the afternoon, so have that rain gear handy and ready to go. Just to highlight again, areas closer to the lakeshore, a little more likely to get that patchy, dense fog, and it may spread a bit inland, but the farther south and west you are, a better chance that you are going to be fog-free into the morning. Next part of the story, it's going to be the rain that returns, and that rain is going to work into the areas we go into Wednesday. By lunchtime, it is going to be raining, so dry in the morning, some patchy fog, and here's the clock by late morning, early afternoon. Some steadier pockets of rain, could even be a little on the heavier side south of Toledo, where we could get 1/4 to 1/2 inch of total rainfall. Those showers then taper off as we go into the evening on Wednesday. So there's your wet weather. Mid to late morning through early afternoon, continuing into the evening, highs into the 40s, and may cap it right around the low to mid 40s. Dry weather will return Thursday. Friday's going to be a breezy day, back through the upper 40s to near 50. Cold front Saturday morning, likely to come through mainly dry, drops us back into the 30s for the weekend, and one more warming trend into early next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, back to the low 50s. Kaylee, back over to you.
While most students have returned to the classroom following the pandemic, some have continued their education fully online, like those at Toledo Public Schools through their virtual academy. Laura Sandlin has the details.
4 years ago, Toledo Public Schools created its virtual academy. Following COVID, they began educating students who applied from grades 4 through 12 online.
The parents started seeing that the kids do better in person at the younger grades, learning to read, the phonics, the phonemic awareness, and all those things.
Larry Warneman, senior director of the academy, says students who are interested have to go through an application process where he focuses on 3 main things.
I look at attendance rate, I look at grades, and then for high school we look at their transcripts to see if they're on track for graduation.
Senior Chloe Larday joined the academy full-time following the pandemic. She says for her and others, it's a great way to focus on her studies in a distraction-free environment.
I think it's great for focusing if you get distracted easily or maybe just the environment. I definitely feel it's a lot safer, especially with things that can happen at school.
According to Larry, students follow the exact same curriculum and bell schedule through Zoom classes, where their teacher is live from their classroom. He says classes vary in size, from 15 to 20 students, and while they might not have all the same options, it hasn't held anyone back.
Some of our students haven't been in comprehensive high school since COVID and are doing wonderful. We have seniors getting full rides to colleges, so it's not hindering them.
In 2023, the graduation rate for the virtual academy was 69%. In 2024, the rate increased to 78%, which was 3% higher than the rest of the district. For Chloe, she says the academy is what you make of it.
So if you're really dedicated to getting the grades and doing well, it's really easy, and especially with the supportive staff, and they offer tutoring after school.
Well, there's only a few days left to apply for the Ability Center Scholarship Program for students with disabilities. Students can receive up to $5,000 in scholarship funds. That money can be used for academic or career-related expenses such as college tuition, certification programs, and other costs not covered by state funding or insurance. To qualify, applicants must have a disability, have a permanent address in selected counties, and submit their application by this Sunday, March 2nd. Details are on our website, WTOL.com. Broadway in Toledo has unveiled its lineup of shows for the 2025-2026 season. According to the American Theater Guild, a total of 5 shows will be at the Stranahan Theater. That includes shows like Shucked, The Great Gatsby, and Juliet.
The 25-26 season is, for one thing, it has 2 shows that are on Broadway right now. So and Juliet and Great Gatsby are currently running in New York. So the fact that Toledo is getting these as really first national Broadway tours is